Hey, how you doing? My name is John Roger. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to the first segment of Countrywide Chronicles. There'll be more, and this first edition is a little rough, but I'm a firm believer in ready, fire, aim, and I just have a message that I want to get out there to the people. I want to get out there to our congressmen, our senators, our attorney generals, anyone that'll listen to what's going on. You know, with all due respect to those that lost their lives in the World Trade Center 9/11, I got some news for you. The biggest terrorists in this country today are our corporations. That's right, our corporations. And the name of the bomb they're using is greed, pure and simple. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm a writer. My current book is Clay County Chronicles. And if you go to lulu.com, you can pick yourself up a copy. And I'd appreciate that. Clay County Chronicles. I have a few more titles, Glamour to Die For and Glamour to Live For. And then another book, Abiding. These will all be available soon. And they'll all be available soon on our website, Rockstar Attitude. Now, Rockstar Attitude isn't about drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Rockstar Attitude is about that part in each one of us that's honest and sincere and tenacious. That's right, there's a rock star in each and every one of us. But let's get on with my story, okay? My story starts about 2 years ago when I refinanced my property with Countrywide Mortgage. The man who helped me with the refinance was Albert R. Chavez Jr., Vice President of Countrywide. There's Albert right there. See that? There's Albert right there. He was vice president. I don't know if he still is or not because he doesn't answer any of my phone calls, but he was vice president of Countrywide out of the Sacramento office. And this little flyer that he sends out says, Albert entered the mortgage profession to make a difference. My initial experience in getting my own mortgage over the years were not pleasant. Our loan officers lacked initiative, communication, and honesty, sincerity, while dealing with my wife and I, says Albert. Now, this is his own words. For many people, their home mortgage may be the largest debt they'll ever incur. Albert believes there is a personal responsibility. Now, this is in Albert's own writing, okay? Albert believes there is a personal responsibility as a mortgage consultant to help educate and consult his clients about long-term and short-term options for his client's home loan. And this is a direct quote. I wanted to become their mortgage professional consultant for life, not just another loan officer. Well, you know, words are cheap, aren't they? Yeah, words are really cheap. Albert put me into a mortgage where the combined payments on the first and second were $13,000. You heard right. The monthly payment was $13,000. When I got the papers, I called up Albert and I said, you know, I write fiction and I deal in crime fiction a lot of the times. And I know boys in both mafias. What would write me a better deal tonight on the hood of a car? Albert R. Chavez Jr. said, oh, no, John Roger, this is just short term. We're going to season these loans here for 90 days, and then we'll restructure them. And your payments will be less than half. Mr. Albert R. Chavez Jr. made that promise to me on 4 separate occasions. Now, I've been told by numerous attorneys, well, John Roger, you know, just because somebody said something, that don't stand up in court. Well, you know, where I'm from, a man's word is his bond. And if his word doesn't mean anything, he don't mean much either. Now, with all due respect to those that lost their lives and loved ones in the 9/11 tragedy, I'm here today to tell you that the biggest terrorists in our country today are our corporations. That's right, our corporations. And Countrywide Mortgage is the leader of the pack. Now, Mr. Mozilla, who until recently, I guess, was president of Countrywide Mortgage, I guess 2 years back, he paid himself $50 million in 1 year. Now, I don't know why he didn't pay himself $52 million. I figure he took 2-week vacation and shouldn't get paid for that. I don't know. And Mr. Mozilla, I invite you to contact me. And if you can find anything that I'm saying that's not true, I'd really like to hear about it, because I have contacted your fraud department on numerous occasions. I've spoken to the FBI and the Ventura office. I spoke with Mike Mitchell, out of the District Attorney's Office in the County of Santa Barbara, where I am. I spent about a day with Mike. And at the end of that day, he said, you know, John Roger, definitely there is fraud in your loan, but you're going to have to go to court to prove it. Well, you know, I've talked to a number of attorneys, and they all say, boy, you got one heck of a case here. Yeah, we're going to take these boys and take them to school, huh? And if you just give me $10,000, you know, I'll be happy to take your case. Well, you know what? Along about this time, I don't have $10,000. Let me tell you a little something about myself. My mother was a prostitute. She was murdered when I was very young on the streets of Miami. I was brought up hard. I was adopted into a family, and I won't go into the details, but I'll just tell you what one therapist said, that, you know, if those folks were doing what they did to you today, they'd be in prison for the rest of their life. Dr. Joseph Johnson, one of Santa Barbara's most respected psychiatrists, told me years ago, he said, you know, John Roger, the fact that you can walk into this office on your own steam is a miracle. The fact that you have become somewhat of a success in your life is beyond medical comprehension. Well, I don't know about that. All I know is I've worked hard my whole life, I've prayed hard, and I've worked harder, and God has prospered me mightily. And for that I'm very grateful. But I'm telling this story because if this can happen to me, it can happen to you, or maybe it is already happening to you.